was all right. I'm out of breath. I dropped a rock. I had a couple of guys climbing right underneath me, about 4,000 feet down. I had to yell, make sure that the rock didn't hit them. It was kind of scary, but we made it. We reached the summit. I have no feeling in my forearms, my fingers, and but my pride feels great.
You know, I'm thankful for the call on my life to share this message of Malachi 4:6 and turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the hearts of the children to the fathers. But I recognize something that's pretty basic. I won't always be here. And what's important is there's another generation that comes along behind me and picks up this mantle and shares this message. And I'm pretty thrilled that I've got a group of young guys that I'm pouring into, that I'm sharing with, that want to share this message with others. What a blessing to have these guys around me. All right, man. Well, it's what's it been, a year since we've all been together?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. It's so good to have you back among the brethren here.
Yes, good to be back.
Yeah. So, dude, when we were together last time, you were a married man without any kids, and something has changed.
Yes.
Just give us a little bit on
Well,
that.
I'm actually now a married man with 3 kids, 8, 7, and 3, Nathaniel, Eric, and Isabella. And so we adopted 3 kids from the Navajo tribe in Gallup, New Mexico. And so we've had them now about 2.5 months, and so we've got everything figured out, and they're on the path. So we've been learning. It's definitely a learning experience, but just having fun. Just having fun. So it's life has changed, but it's changed for the good. So
Fantastic,
yeah.
man. Fantastic.
That what's the older one? What's his name?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Oh man, I tell you what, he didn't waste any time, did he?
No, he doesn't meet many. He don't meet many strangers.
Oh
no.
man. I walked over and said, I'm gonna shake your hand. He held out his hand. I go, he goes, alright. Come right back at me. Then I think he tried to put me in an arm bar. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna wrestle. He's gonna be a bruiser, I think.
Oh
so.
man.
Football player.
Yeah.
That's what he is right there. It's a big boy. I just call him Big Mate.
Big Nate.
I told him he could call me Uncle Brian.
What a beautiful thing. I mean, that's the real village coming together to raise children. I mean, it's just cool. I watched you guys interact with these kids. You just met them, man, and all of a sudden they're connected to you guys, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay, we need each other. You know, we really do. So, give me a couple of reflections from last year, man camp in Montana. Here we are in Michigan.
Oh.
What kind of stuck in your mind, buddy?
I tell you what really stuck in my mind was one of the first thing was just the camaraderie that we had with the different guys there and the different ones that we've kept in contact with over the year, of course, the year, just doing different things. But that thing that really stuck in my mind is I've always been big into sports, and once you don't play sports anymore, it's kind of hard to find that, you know. Right. And so it was kind of feeling that again, just kind of like part of a team, you know, especially when we climbed the mountain that day and went up to that lake on top, and that was I think one of the most memorable moments was that moment, was just everybody coming to the top, and everybody, the ones that had made it were celebrating the ones that were coming to the top, and then we all together just hung out for the rest of the day and just enjoyed a beautiful day, and just every element of that thing, even when it started raining, and we had like every element going up, you know, we faced everything.
It's just moving through. It's just moving through. Woo! Yeah! Awesome. I went up to the mountain, over the clouds. sky was blue, sky was blue, and I could see all around me, everywhere.
But then also what stuck with me was the mentoring part of it, lifelong mentoring. That part of just seeing people in my city and a lot of the youth in my city in a different way, of being able to say, hey, this, we need these guys need help too, what I mean? And so that's really helped. And then even with hearing some of you of the classes and the talks that we had last year, I felt prepared to be a father.
Our life's a vapor. We're just here a short time. And I kind of hate it because I got to go by myself. But I poured into the next generation. I poured into them. And the scripture says that their hearts are going to turn back to me. And look what happens. They helped me make it across. They helped me make it across. Yeah, guys. Good job. All right, go back and take your seats. Excellent.
It really kind of was a last moment where God's like, I'm just going to sit you here. You're going to listen and learn. And I really took away some things. And there's some things where I'm not used to and didn't react. And I really find myself, those teachings begin to come around saying, okay, just we can be, I don't have to be so harsh. I can be gentle. We're usually just kind of I don't know if that just kind of just like, we're just like, okay, hang on, we'll just settle down here. And because I've got and what it was raise your kids by default or design. And so there's been times in the last couple of months, just stresses that are there, not really stresses, but just triggers that are there that weren't there before, that I could see it really easy to get stressed. But I would just step back, and my wife would sit back and say, no, we have a design. We have a blueprint, so let's stay with that. And we don't have to fall into fault and react and all that kind of stuff. So that's really just, a lot of life lessons I learned just even with raising kids, and now being able to apply those, because I was like, okay, where do I apply this? And God's like, just wait. You have plenty of time. And that's really what we've.
It was so amazing, man, to meet you one day, and within a week we're together. We meet you in Michigan, and then we're together in Montana. And again, married guy, no kids, and a year later you got 3 beautiful children. And so it was kind of like boot camp, which we didn't even know we were preparing for the real deal. So Brian, give me a memory. What do you remember about this man from Montana?
More than anything, when you meet Brent Rose, what you always remember about Brent Rose is his heart. He's a man who sincerely cares about people, and you feel accepted by him. I feel like I made a brother in a very quick week, and to this day I tell people that's my brother. All this week when I was saying Brent's my brother. And that's the way I feel. Brent Rose is Brian Pruitt's brother, and when I met his kids, I said, it's Uncle Brian. It's Uncle Brian, and it means as much to me to make that connection to them, because I see him as family. He's got a big heart. He's got a beautiful heart, and what a speaker. And what a speaker. When Brent speaks, you remember. You remember.
Absolutely. Absolutely beautiful. How about you, Joe? What do you remember about this guy?
Man, when I got here, my mom actually heard that she had gone and heard him speak before I had met him in Montana, and she said very clearly that he's coming up there. That Brent Rose is coming up there. He goes, try to spend some time with that guy. And she told me later on she was praying that we would room together. Well, sure enough, he showed up, and we started rooming together. I think the first night you didn't want the top bunk, so I had to break my old prison mentality and let you have the bottom. But
thought about shanking.
Oh man! But we started that connection. But I tell you what, having the connection, the conversations, you cannot. I have in my lifetime, and I've met a lot of people that I can communicate with, but communicating with a Brent Rose is a different kind of communication. He the intellect, the ability that God has given him to just carry on a conversation and to leave a normal conversation a changed person. I'm telling you, I learned I changed when I came back from Montana, and I have to say a lot of it was the whole interaction with everything that we did and stuff, but a lot of it was having this man, this mighty man of valor. I mean, you saw me when he got here today. I was so excited I almost spit my pizza out just to give him a hug. But I remember with the conversations. It doesn't matter what happens. I don't know how many times in just walking down the path to go to the mess hall and do stuff. It was a sermon the whole time. We when we broke the bridge on the we're climbing up that mountain, and the hail started coming, man. It was raining, it was cold, I was ill dressed, man. We wound up having to huddle in this trying to find a leaf. I think we were under like 2 leaves trying to get some shelter, and all of us holding up one paper bag or something to get us kind of cooled off. And Brent Rose, we could see the summit. I mean, you could touch it, you could almost taste it. It was right there, and we had to stop to do this. And Brent Rose comes in with a Brent Rose and says, isn't it just like that, man? Isn't it just like life, man? You can see the end. You can see, you can almost touch it, and then the storm comes, the heaviest it's ever been, right when you can see the summit. I'm like, how do you do that, man? It doesn't matter what it is. Life, oh man, what a blessing. But it's been great because we've got to hang out, and he's been at my house. We jammed down in the basement, and we've hung out, and man from Oklahoma and little dude from Michigan, and you are my brother. You are my brother. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So after lunch, we needed to get the guys out and get them moving again. What better place than to go to the climbing wall? This thing's huge, it's massive, and it is very, very challenging. But as usual, our guys were up for the challenge.
I'm pretty excited. I've done it a lot with my dad at certain places, so it'll be fun.
Outpacing my son a little bit, but this time he got to the top, and I think he won this one. So if that rope wasn't attached when I was going over the ledge, yeah, I was definitely coming down. So hitting the ground. So yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Well, I tried it though.
And I had to chuckle when my 6'6", 6'7" son Christopher shows up and he wants to take this rascal on. Now he is a phenomenal athlete, but man, he's made more for dunking basketballs than climbing walls. He gave it a good try though.
When you're at man camp, not only do they push you to your physical limits, but they also push you emotionally, relationally, and they don't mind making you look a little silly. Wow. I don't know why I have to wear a hairnet to climb a rock climbing wall, but apparently that's part of the deal. It's a good thing I look really good in this helmet.
Chris just climbed the rock wall, and he is 6'7", I'm 5'5", so yes, he weighs a lot more than I do too. So whenever he would jump or when he came down, I would go forward and up a little bit. It's not the worst that I've had, but he's probably the tallest and biggest person I've belayed, and that was fun.
Thanks for saving my life.
You're welcome.
All right.
It's my pleasure. Yeah. Oh,
You're the best. You're the
Thank
best.
you.
Someone else is gonna have to play guitar tonight because my forearms hurt so bad. My hands are shaking. I weigh more than most people climbing this. I'm tall, I don't look it, but just a solid amount of body mass climbing up that thing. You can tell by the tread marks in the ground that perhaps I wasn't lifting all of my weight on that wall. Good times.
Man, okay, first of all, I think I'm bleeding right there. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but this is a tough wall. It's not bad. Wasn't that tough for me. Warm me up, man. Come on. Come on. Warm me up. Okay. Ooh, time. I was not expecting a body shot. Way to warm me up. I'm ready. Well, I tell you what. This massive life-threatening blood artery burst that I had in my pinky actually is going to try to stop me, but I'm going to overcome. I'm not even going to ask for any medical assistance. No, go ahead. They had the ambulance pull up, but it's okay. I'm gonna go on. So I'm gonna soldier on. You know, if people can move past their life-threatening injuries in war and combat, I can do this wall. I will do this wall. It's all right. I'm out of breath. I dropped a rock. I had a couple of guys climbing right underneath me, about 4,000 feet down. I had to yell, make sure that the rock didn't hit them. It was kind of scary, but we made it. We reached the summit. I have no feeling in my forearms, my fingers, and but my pride feels great. Yeah, no, I feel good. I feel good. We conquered it. Now I look really, really awesome to my child. This is the first time I've actually done a wooden rock wall. I've done a couple before, but this is tough. And even though she said it didn't, if you zoom in on that piece that's missing right there in the middle, it did turn. And she told me that it doesn't turn. And it almost dropped me. So, but I overcame. I was waiting for a little more cheers. People, I think, were expecting me to fly up it. And since I didn't, they didn't cheer for me and kind of broke me. I almost just gave up, to tell you the truth. But I conquered. I was up pretty quick, yeah. I just want to, first of all, thank all my climbing buddies back home, all the people that have prepared me for this. And I'd like to actually give a special thanks to my tailbone and my knees, because they got me through it. Yeah, it's good.
That is a cool T-shirt, bro. Where you get that?
I bought that at Gallup in Gallup, New Mexico.
I used one of the photos you put up on your Facebook thing recently too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had. It was an Indian shooting an aerial.
Yeah.
Shooting the aerial. Yeah. I said, man, that is cool. I said, I gotta use that, man.
I tell you what, you missed it, but this guy's got the best air arrow. Well, yeah, and you should see how he stones people.
Pop, pop. All the parent had to do was say the word. They'd take you outside and pop, 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 pop. I put rocks and bows.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, try sometime.
Out, he's got
the back is not just a string; it's actually a slingshot. It's got a little pocket on the back. You put a rock in. Cool.
He's got a 50 caliber rock. Yeah.
That's how they used to do it in the Old Testament when they would stone people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't call them bow and arrows; they called them bow and boulders.
Bow and boulders.
Bow and boulders. Oh, that's get my bow and boulder onto that truck right there. See some wild turkeys.
Oh man.
I got to get him out more, brother. I got to get him out more, man. I got him in the woods, you know.
No, Brian, I'm not going with you. He calls me up once. Hey, I want you to go hunting with me. You should go. Okay, what is it that you're exactly hunting, Brian? Razorbacks, wild pigs. How do you exactly catch those? Well, you release this pack of American bulldogs. They chase it down, and then when they chase it down and they have this epic gladiator battle, you show up and you shoot the razorback. And if it dies, if it dies at that moment, then you got it.
Yeah.
No, I won't be taking this trip with you.
You should come to Oklahoma the way we do it in Oklahoma. The exact same way, except for while that epic gladiator battle is going, the guys sneak up behind it and grab it behind legs and throw it down and tie it up. Because they don't want to kill it, because they can sell it for more and send it off to a hog ranch. But they'll get off their horse and reach up there while it's got its back and grab behind, trip it up, throw it upside down and
Well, let me ask you this: in Oklahoma, if somebody's having a I don't know, say back problems per se, do you find the nearest local Amish guy and go get cracked up? This guy took me over to a man. I was having issues. This guy, we drove an hour and a half on the motorcycles to go over to a guy. You walk into this room and there's a bunch of like 1920s school chairs sitting around one bed and a guy with a cast and a wooden chair walking around. You just watch everybody get cracked up. He cracks up conversation and pops all your bones and out you go. Yeah. I think you bought 5 cans of homemade jelly.
Homemade jelly. You get your back fixed and jelly. Oh yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'll tell you what. I saw the funniest thing at that place. The funniest thing. Yeah, I picked it. This is this guy's house. This guy's a healer. I'm serious. He does things with your spine and all that stuff. So that's cool. But he's got the big Amish beard. So he's the real deal, right? And you got like eggs for sale over there and jelly and all this stuff. Well, every now and then he's got these little knickknacks in there. And somebody else brings them in and says, can I just set these here and sell them? Yeah, no problem, no problem. Well, this is this little deer head thing. It's got little antlers sticking out. It's this little metallic deal. It's got this deer face with a real pointy little snout, right? And I looked at it for a while to figure out what it was. And I said, finally, I'm like, what is that? Oh, those are lighters. They're lighters. Oh, so if you press it a certain place, butane and flame shoots out the nose of this deer. And I mean, it shoots out about that far, right? So I'm like, cool, I'm not touching it. I'm going over here. So I go across the room and I'm sitting here and some old boy comes in, he's kind of a young guy, he's looking like, yeah, man, I'm all that. And I'm like, Lord, could it be? He's like, yeah, watch this. So he's fiddling around with all this stuff. He picks up this little deal, and you can't tell what it is because there's no markings on it. So he's like tapping it, and twisting it and pushing it. Well, he gets his hand just right, and he pushes it just wrong, and this laser beam of fire shoots onto his hand. Oh my God, he just drops it, real fast. And then he turns around and realizes the whole room is staring at him.
Yeah.
Oh man! I said, did that hurt? He said, no, it just doesn't take me long to look at a lighter. I said, you lie.
See, that's when you buy one of the jellies to stick your finger in.
Yeah, man.
Waiting.
That's right.
The guy's like, don't even look at him. The guy's like, jelly's $1 and
it's like the Amish Noxzema.
Yeah,
Just throwing it in it.
Yeah, first time I brought home the jelly, man, my wife, Kathy's kind of like, oh, come on, wait. Really, we'll just go down to the other store and get it. And I had like rhubarb strawberry combo, homemade. Buddy, she put some of that on some toast and she's like, how's your back? How's your back? Do you have to go back and see that guy? Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Why did you hit me with a shovel?
We're out of jelly. Get a backache.
I gotta change the bed sheets. You might want to sleep on the couch tonight.
Oh, buddy. About every 2 weeks we got to see that guy, and he's a miracle worker.
Oh man, funniest cool. Dude. That had me cracking up.
He's wild.
Awesome.
And he's got a busted leg. I mean, he's got a cast on his leg. You go, what happened? He goes, well, we was cutting some wood, about 9,000 cord and 8-foot logs, and I was standing there, and the logs gave way, and I wasn't watching, and this log, this big, rolls on his leg and breaks his leg, you know. No, I should have watched. I go, oh, yeah.
He's one of them guys that you don't dare like have any aches around him.
No,
You're just
no.
like, shut up.
Yeah, I'm
So
good.
my dad is. My dad, this last couple years ago, he had a heart attack. And he's just a cowboy, man. My dad's like tough, you know, and he's laying there and he's having a heart attack. He's in the process of having it. And he's just laying there and my mom was standing there beside him and the doctor says, you know, what kind of pain are you in? He's like, about a 2. My mom's like, you're having a heart attack. Your heart is attacking you right now. And a 2? And he's like, 5 or 6 maybe. She's like, he's in a lot of pain, dog. He's having a heart attack. And I was like, a 2. I was
He
like,
admitted he's in pain.
not me. I'd be like, 70? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tapping out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, here's something cool. Put your hands right on top of here. Put your hands on mine. Look at these beautiful hands, man. They're all a little different color. But these are brothers, and that makes me your pop. You are my son.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just telling you right now, and each one of you, I'm well pleased.
Yes.
And you guys are going to have to carry this thing when I'm not here.
Consider it done.
Yeah.
You got to carry this thing,
Accept
okay?
responsibility.
You got to carry this thing. People need to hear about fathers' hearts turning to the next generation. And I'm intentional about you men. I'm intentional. You know that.
Yep.
I'm intentional. And I couldn't leave it in better hands. Now, I'm not going anywhere for a little while, all right?
Yeah.
But this is a call on your life, so I'm going to pray for you, all right? Father, I thank you for my beloved sons. In each one I am well pleased. And Father, I ask that the gifts and the call and the anointing that you placed on my life would be placed on their shoulders, God. I pray that they would walk in the fullness of your calling. I pray that their words would clearly and decisively turn the hearts of fathers to their children, and that the love that these men share would turn the hearts of the children to the fathers. I bless them with a father's blessing in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. We receive that.
Amen. 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 Love you guys. We're done.
My brothers.
Absolutely.
It's like the same size as my hand.
With a G.I. Joe here.
Man, I
Feels like rivers have flooded from my eyes as I'm changed into a better man. I look up to the stars and know it's time to head back east, all the way back to Michigan.